Hi, welcome to channel English Professionally, and this video is very special. Yeah, this video course is very special. It's 100 English conversations with explanations, right? With explanations not only on grammar but on vocabulary too. Yeah, and it's mostly for intermediate students. Yeah, it's just like 100 mini English lessons on speaking, right? And I'll be very happy if you say that it's a great video and if it really helped you. Yeah, good. So, welcome to our channel English Professionally. This course contains 100 English conversations or 100 mini English lessons on speaking. These lessons are mostly for intermediate students. So, yeah, but I know that these lessons are also good, I would say, for pre-intermediate, intermediate, upper intermediate, and they can also be interesting, for beginners and advanced students, yeah, even advanced students, okay? So, that we learn very important English vocabulary and grammar in context. It's also a very good English speaking practice, right? So this video course is for speaking. First of all, it's for speaking. It's also for grammar, for your vocabulary, and for listening skills. Yeah, so you can hear me and you can see the text at the same time. So it's a very good training if you want to understand English speech really well. So, okay, so the first conversation, the first mini lesson. So learning English, okay? How long have you been learning English? Okay? How long have you been learning English? And I'll explain it to you, so why we use this or that structure. So if you have how long in a sentence, how long, so you need to use present perfect continuous. You need to use present perfect continuous. So many students, say how long do you learn English, but it's incorrect. Please don't make this mistake again. So you need to use present perfect continuous, okay? So you say how long have you been plus verb plus ing. How long have you been learning English? For example, you can ask how long have you been working here? Okay? How long have you been watching this video? I can ask you, okay, how long have you been watching this video? And what will you say? So for almost 3 minutes, yeah, for almost 3 minutes. How long have you been watching this video? It's a very good, English question. And if you use this structure, how long, and if you use present perfect continuous, you will sound very natural in English, and it's also very good for your grammar, yeah, and vocabulary. Yeah, and we say, okay, for about 2 years, you say for about 2 years, yeah, for 6 months, for 9 months, and so on, okay? Really? It's a very good, it's a very good word for communication. So really, yeah, so you show your interest. You show that you are interested, yeah, you're interested in this conversation. So really, it's a very good reaction. So really, your English is so good. Really, your English is so good. Then have a look at the next phrase. I started learning English online and I find it very effective. Okay, please look at this phrase. Started learning. So we normally say start doing. Okay, so I started learning English online, or I can say that I started teaching English when I was 17. So about 13 years ago, we say start doing something, okay? And I find it very effective. It means very good. I think it's very good. I find it very effective. Yeah, so it's a very nice phrase. So you can, for example, write in the comments below, so I find your lessons amazing, or I find your lessons very effective. It means that your lessons are amazing. It means that your lessons are very effective, okay? So I also have lots of speaking practice. So very good phrase, yeah? Find it very effective. And you see, I also have lots of speaking practice. So we say lots of. So you can say a lot of, yeah, a lot of. You can say a lot of, it means much or many. So you know that we use much with uncountable, much water, much love, much fire, and many with countable, many friends, many books, but lots of, you can, say lots of or a lot of with countable or uncountable. So lots of practice, lots of friends, lots of water, it's okay. But there is one small difference between, lots of and a lot of. So lots of, it sounds more informal, okay? So it sounds more informal. So, and it's okay if you use it in your everyday speech, in daily English conversation, okay? So you see, learning English. And I think that it's also okay that, if we study this English grammar, very useful English grammar and vocabulary in context, and then you listen to it again. So it's very good, if you want to memorize it better. And that I also think it's a good idea to watch all this video. You can, listen to it several times. And if you don't have enough time, you can listen to it while you do other things. So as a background, okay, so you can do some housework, for example, and you can listen to it. It's good for listening skills. But if you have time, it's also a good idea to take notes. Okay, well, so you see, how long have you been learning English? So it's present perfect continuous. Have a look at our playlist on grammar. So very useful information, and I really hope that you won't regret. Okay, so for about 2 years. Okay, really? Your English is so good. I started learning English online and I find it very effective. I also have lots of speaking practice. Okay, well done, really. Great job. Well, next, speaking. How did you manage to improve your speaking skills? So, improve means make it better. So, how did you manage to make your speaking skills better? Okay, improve. And you also need to know the structure, manage to do something, okay? So I'll write it down for you. Manage to do something. So it's very important for intermediate students. Manage to do something. So if I say I managed to do it, okay, I managed to do it. If I say so, I managed to do it, it means that I did it. I did it, although it was difficult. Although it was difficult. So in other words, I could do it and I did it, although it was difficult. Yeah, so how did you manage to improve your speaking skills? So in other words, how did you improve your speaking skills? Okay, so okay, a very nice speaking phrase, and I really like it, as I know that native speakers often use it. It's extremely important to speak English on a regular basis. Look, we often use such a word as very, okay, very good, very big, very bad, but if you say it all the time, very, it's okay, but your speech isn't perfect. So you need to use other adjectives and adverbs. So you need to use other adjectives. I mean, what is adjectives? So big adjectives and adverbs. Yeah, so for a more advanced level, and you can say very important, but there is another nice phrase, yeah, and we decided to use this phrase. It's extremely important. It means it's very important, extremely important. Please memorize it. It's extremely important. It's really so important to speak English on a regular basis. It's another nice phrase. So you can say regularly. So if you say so, it's okay too, but on a regular basis, you just, this phrase also exists, and I mean that it's for more advanced levels, so I would say at least intermediate, so intermediate, upper intermediate, and even advanced, okay? So on a regular basis means regularly, so I teach English on a regular basis, or I upload my videos on a regular basis, or regularly, often or quite often, okay? And then you see, the more English speaking practice, the better. It's another structure, the more, yeah? So it's about comparative. So please, the more English speaking practice, the better. Or for example, the more homework, the more progress. Okay, the more homework, the more progress. The more lessons, the more progress, yeah? So the more and the better. It's a comparative form, such a nice structure. And if you really want, so students often ask me, okay, I want to have a strong intermediate or upper intermediate level, so what do I need to do? So you need to change yourself. you need actually to use more difficult vocabulary. So that's what we're doing right now, and you need to use more advanced grammar structures. So you see, manage to do, it's a very nice phrase, and I think that you should use it from time to time, okay? Not necessarily on a regular basis, yeah? On a regular basis, extremely important. Okay, very nice. Okay, let's get back to the beginning of this conversation. So, managed to do something. I managed to do it. I did it, although it was difficult. How did you manage to improve your speaking skills? So, how did you manage to make it better? Okay, so you know, it's extremely important to speak English on a regular basis or regularly. The more English practice, the better, okay? And you also need to know, as I have already said, to use different adjectives, adverbs, not just simple ones. Well, what about listening? So, okay, you can understand almost everything in English. How did you achieve it? Or how did you start? Or how did it happen? How did it happen, okay? So, how did it happen? How did you achieve it? Well, it's a very nice phrase for speaking well, okay? It's like, you know, well, okay? I listened a lot to English speech. So, a lot means so for a long time and lots of information. So we say listen to. Don't forget, yes, to use to. I listened a lot to English speech and read the text at the same time. At the same time, okay? It's what we are doing now. So you are listening to me, you are watching this video, you are listening to me, and you are reading this text at the same time. It's very effective. It's very effective for your, you know, for your great English progress. So you can do the same. I'm absolutely sure it will help you. Look, you can say sure, but I can repeat it again. So I'm a lazy person, but okay, I can do it again. So if you say I'm sure, it's okay. But if you want to sound, you know, more advanced, if you want to sound more natural, you need to use more advanced, more complicated structures like this one. Not just I'm sure, but I'm absolutely sure, or I'm sure for 100%, okay? So it will help you. Good phrase, good phrase. So listening, you can understand almost everything in English. How did you achieve it? Well, I listened a lot to English speech and read the text at the same time. You can do the same. I'm absolutely sure it will help you. Good. Okay, let's talk about grammar. All right? Good. Look, I do feel I make mistakes while speaking. Okay, so what is I do feel? So you know that we use do or does in questions, but it isn't a question. So why? So you see that it's called inversion. So I do feel means I really feel. So do means really. So if you say I do understand, it means I really understand, okay? So I really understand, okay? So and you know that these English, yeah, conversations are for different levels. So mostly pre-intermediate, you know, intermediate, upper intermediate, and advanced. And there are some points for beginners as well. So almost for all levels. So I do feel I make mistakes. So we say make mistakes, but do homework while speaking. So while or when, okay? When speaking. So it's also a nice grammar point. So you see, you can say when we speak, or while we speak, or while speaking. While speaking. So while. So this grammar structure. So while plus verb plus ing. So while plus verb plus ing. So it's good. So I make mistakes while speaking, while writing, okay, while typing, or when typing while writing, okay. I feel so uncomfortable. I feel so uncomfortable. Comfortable, the opposite word is uncomfortable. Okay, what is next? So don't worry. Yeah, they say don't worry, be happy. You just need to focus more on grammar. So just means only. Just means only, okay? So you just need, or you only need to focus more on grammar. If you don't work on it, how are you going to improve it? So going to do something, so this structure, so how will you do it, or how are you going to do it? Yeah, this structure, be going to do something. I think that you know this structure, be going to do something, or when you talk about your plans, how are we going to improve it or how are we going to make it better? Well, so grammar, inversion, do means really. So, and one more structure, while plus verb plus ing. Please memorize it and use it in your, while writing and while speaking, okay? So I hope you actually got my point. I do feel I make mistakes while speaking or when speaking. I feel so uncomfortable. Don't worry, you just need to focus more on grammar. If you don't work on it, how are you going to improve it? So be going to do something, or to be going to do something. It means, yeah, if it's about present simple, am, is, or are going to do something. So I'm going to record more new interesting lessons for you. So hobbies. What are you interested in? Please remember this question. So we call it, a dependent preposition. We call it a dependent preposition. Dependent preposition. So this preposition depends on this adjective. So preposition, we say interested in, and we have it at the end of the question. What are you interested in, or what do you like? So, I like doing lots of things. So very nice speaking phrase, like doing something, yeah? If you really like it, so you say like doing something, and lots of. It's the same as a lot of, but it sounds more formal, lots of things, okay? So we can use it before countable and uncountable. However, means but. However, I'm particularly interested in foreign languages. Okay, I'm particularly interested means I'm really interested. I'm really interested. So it's a very nice phrase, one more phrase, yeah? And I think it's, it's a good idea if you make your speech richer with these wonderful phrases, or with amazing phrases, okay? I'm particularly interested, or I particularly like it, okay? So I'm particularly interested, we say I'm interested in something. For example, I'm interested in, I'm interested in what? In fashion. For example, you can say, and we say I'm interested, okay, in fashion, or I'm particularly interested, I'm really interested in fashion. I'm particularly interested in foreign languages. So hobbies, what are you interested in? It's a dependent preposition. I like doing lots of things. However, I'm particularly interested in foreign languages. So we say I'm interested in, fashion. Okay, next. Shopping. Do you like going shopping? Yeah, I think that you know these phrases. Go shopping and do the shopping. Okay, I'll correct it. Just a second. Don't worry. So going shopping and go shopping and do the shopping. So do you like going shopping? Say like doing and going shopping. Can you name a person who doesn't like it? Really? The thing is that it takes plenty of time and usually spend too much. A very nice phrase. So we say the thing is that, so you explain it. It means that you are going to give more details. So the thing is that, or there is another similar phrase. The problem is that, the thing is that you explain something. That it takes plenty of time. So plenty of time means, so we usually say plenty of time, plenty of money. It means lots of. It means lots of. It means lots of time. Yeah, plenty of time, lots of money means lots of time, lots of money. And usually spend too much. So too has a negative meaning. So too much. You mean that you spend lots of money. So yeah, it isn't a rational way of doing things. Okay? So shopping. Go shopping or do the shopping. Do you like going shopping? Can you name a person who doesn't like it? The thing is that it takes plenty of time and you usually spend too much. So plenty of time, plenty of money. Well, so really you don't need to have plenty of money to watch these videos. They are absolutely free. I hope that you really enjoy watching these videos. Okay, thanks a lot for your support. Yeah, I really appreciate it. I really need it. And you know that very strong together. Okay, thanks to you. Internet. How often do you use the internet? So this phrase, use the internet. Sometimes I have a feeling that I'm addicted to it. So you can say I feel or I have a feeling. So it means I feel. Sometimes I feel that I'm addicted to it. We say to be addicted to something. So if you say I'm addicted to something, it's it's about a negative meaning. It's about a negative meaning. So I'm addicted to it. So we usually say that he is addicted to maybe drugs. He is addicted to smoking. It's usually about something bad. Oh, you see. However, so let's get back to our conversation. So sometimes I'm addicted to it. So it means that I can't live without it. So I use the internet, every day, and I can't. It's very difficult for me to live without it. So it's my passion. It has become my passion. So you see, it's present perfect. You see, it's present perfect. It's present perfect. You know how we form it. Have a look at our playlist on grammar. Have has plus past participle. So you see, it has become my passion. So when do we use past simple and when do we use present perfect? So if there is a connection with the present, you use present perfect. It has become my passion. So it became my passion some time ago, and we see a very clear effect on my present. So there is a connection. There is a connection with the present, yes, because I'm addicted. It's about the present. It happened in the past and there is a connection with the present, so it has become my passion. So it's my obsession. Right, or you can also say I'm obsessed with it. I'm obsessed. Okay? I'm obsessed with it. I'm obsessed with it. Okay? So I can't do without it. I can't do without it. It's difficult for me to live without it. So, and sometimes I can't control myself. So present perfect. Well, so how often to use the internet? Sometimes I have a feeling that I'm addicted to it. It has become my passion. It's my obsession, or I'm obsessed with it. So present perfect, has plus past participle. TV. How often do you watch TV? I used to watch it almost every day. So this structure, used to do something. Used to do something. So what does it mean? Used to do something. It means that you did it in the past, but you don't do it any longer. You don't do it any longer. So I used to watch it almost every day. It means that I watched it every day in the past, but I'm not doing it now. My life is very different now. Many things have changed with the appearance of online television. So nice phrase, with the appearance of online television, or after online television appeared, and YouTube in particular. And YouTube in particular. And especially YouTube, really. Online television and YouTube is a big part of online television. So used to do something. How often do you watch TV? I used to watch it almost every day. My life is very different now. Many things have changed with the appearance of online television and YouTube in particular. It's the same thing. You see, have changed. Present perfect. We see a connection with the present. So it started in the past, but we see, clear effects of it, at present. Next, sport. Do you like sport? To say that I like sport is to say nothing. Infinitive. To say that I like sport is to say nothing, or means to say nothing. Okay, like I say, is to say nothing, or means say nothing. Okay, is to say nothing. I am fond of it. So this structure, it means I really like it. I am fond of it. Sport is my life. Sport. Do you like sport? To say that I like sport is to say nothing. I am fond of it. Sport is my life. Music. Do you like listening to music? So we say like doing, like listening, and we use to. Do you like listening to music? I'm really keen on it. So we say I'm keen on, or I like it. I'm really keen on it. I really like it. What kind of music do you prefer to listen? It's a very nice, phrase. So we ask what kind of or what sort of music do you prefer to listen? It depends on my mood. So don't forget that we use this preposition, depend on. It depends on my mood. So on your mood, it means it depends on how you feel. So you feel good or bad, you feel optimistic or pessimistic. So music. Do you like listening to music? I'm really keen on it. What kind of music do you prefer to listen? Or what sort of music do you prefer to listen? It depends on my mood. Yesterday. How was your day yesterday? Nothing special. Nothing special. It's not a nice phrase, nothing special. It was an ordinary day. Ordinary means not extraordinary, so nothing special. I left for work very early at 7 o'clock in the morning. Please pay attention to this phrase. So what is leave for? Leave for means go to, okay? So I went to work or I left for work very early at 7 o'clock in the morning. I've got used to getting up so early. So another nice grammar structure, okay? So do you know this grammar structure? Please have a look at our playlist on grammar. So we say to be used to doing something. To be used to doing something. So you remember that we talked about another structure. We used to do something, so it's about something in the past which doesn't happen any longer. But this structure, it has another meaning. It means that it has become okay for you. So it's okay for you now. It's okay for you. It's okay for you now. It's okay for you now. So you see, I've got used to getting up so early. So you can say I am used to getting up so early, or I've got used to getting up so early. It's okay. So we say to be used to doing something or to get used. So please have a look at our great video of 150 English grammar structures, and please have a look at at our video on gerund and infinitive and other videos on grammar. So we covered this grammar point. So to be or get used to doing something. So you can say that I'm used to watching your videos every day, or I got used to watching your videos every day, or I've got used to watching your videos every day. It's okay. It's okay. I mean, not just the idea, but grammar. So this grammar is okay. So yesterday, leave for or go to. So how was your day yesterday? Nothing special. It was an ordinary day. I left for work very early at 7 o'clock in the morning. I've got used to getting up so early. So we say to be or used to doing something or to get used to doing something. It's okay for you now. Well, next. Tomorrow. What are you going to do tomorrow? So we use the structure to be going to do something when we talk about our plans. So what are you going to do tomorrow? Or what are your plans for tomorrow? Well, I think I'll go out with my girlfriend. So go out means go to some place. We really like spending time together. Yeah, you know that we say like doing. Yeah, if you really like it, so like doing, like spending time. And you also know this phrase, yeah, we say spend time and spend money. So tomorrow, what are you going to do tomorrow? Well, I think I'll go out with my girlfriend. We really like spending time together. So we say spend time and spend money. My girlfriend. How long have you known your girlfriend? Yeah? So you know that we see how long, and you know that if you have how long, so you normally use present perfect continuous. You normally use present perfect continuous. I hope that you see it. Yeah, but sometimes English verbs don't have a continuous form. So if there is no continuous form, so you know that no doesn't have a continuous form, you need to use present perfect instead. You need to use present perfect instead, okay? So yeah, so you use present perfect continuous with how long, but if there is no continuous form, you use present perfect instead, okay? So how long have you known your girlfriend? It's present perfect, the third form of past participle, for about 2 years. How long have you been dating? So date, you know, it's a verb, yeah. In this context, it means to meet, yeah. It means to meet. So how long have you been meeting, yeah, with each other? But dating, it's more natural word. So how long have you been dating? Okay. So you see, it's present perfect continuous because of how long, and this word has a continuous form, and it's so we see present perfect continuous. How long have you been dating? For 2 months. Good, very nice. So my girlfriend. How long? Present perfect continuous. No continuous form, present perfect. So what other verbs don't have a continuous form? Understand, want, know. So the most important words. How long have you known your girlfriend? For about 10 years. How long have you been dating? For 2 months. My boyfriend. Do you have a boyfriend? No. Aren't you dating with a Nick? So dating means, yeah, meeting. Yeah, so this question is in a negative form. So aren't you watching this video with full concentration? I hope that actually you have full concentration. No, we broke up. It's a phrasal verb. It means we separated. So we stopped dating. So our relationship is over. So do you have a boyfriend? No. Aren't you dating with Nick? No, we broke up. So you can hear broke up or split up. It means the same, was separated. Family. Have you got a large family? So you can ask, have you got a large family? Or do you have a large family is the same. Not really. I don't have any brothers or sisters. You know that we use any in negative sentences and in questions. So you are an only child. A good phrase. So if you don't have any brothers or sisters, you can say I'm an only child, okay? Right, it means yes. Family. Have you got a large family? Not really. I don't have any brothers or sisters. So you are an only child. Right. Last weekend. What did you do last weekend? So we usually use past simple. I went to my country house with my best friends. We had a great time together. Good phrase. So we say have a good time. Have a good time. Or if you want, you know, to make it sound stronger, you can say have a great time. So we had a good time together. Oh, we had a great time together. So it was fantastic. That was unbelievable. It was unimaginable. It was, you know, amazing. So what did you do last weekend? I went to my country house with my best friends. We had a great time together. So have a good time or have a great time. Next, England. Would you like to go to England? Well, a good phrase. This idea sounds interesting. It's also a nice phrase. So students often say the form of to be all the time. So this idea is good, this idea is bad. Try to use other words like sound. It sounds interesting, okay? This idea sounds interesting. I've been there twice. I've been there twice, okay? I've been there twice. So you know that when you say that you often say I've been to, and then you name a country, so you use present perfect. Present perfect. So I've been to the United States, I've been to England, I've been to Australia, and so on. I've been to. Okay, so normally use present perfect. Twice. Yeah, especially with these words twice, twice or 2 times, it's the same. 3 times, so many times. So these phrases tell us that we need these tense, present perfect, okay? So anyway, it means but, anyway, or but. So try to use different phrases like this one. Anyway, I'd like to visit it at least one more time. So what is at least? It means minimum. Okay, minimum one more time. Minimum one more time. Okay, so England. Would you like to go to England? Well, this idea sounds interesting. I've been there twice. Anyway, I'd like to visit it at least one more time, or minimum one more time. So present perfect, I've been to, we often use it with twice, 2 times, 3 times, many times. Next, America. Would you like to live in America? To be honest, yes. A very good phrase. It means that I want to be honest with you, that's true. I know this country is full of opportunities, so we say full of. This country is full of opportunities. Yeah, I'm full of energy, I'm full of enthusiasm, so I'm full of positive energy, not negative, yeah? I'm full of positive emotions, okay? Or these lessons are full of very useful information. I feel I need to try. I feel I need to try. We say need to, okay? We put to between these two verbs. Okay, America. Would you like to live in America? To be honest, yes. I know this country is full of opportunities. I feel I need to try. So you can say to be honest or to be frank. It's the same. To be honest or to be frank, yes. So, do you like English? To be honest, yeah. To be frank, yeah, I really enjoy it. Well, the United States. Have you ever been to the United States? So, look, we see ever, and we use present perfect with ever. We use present perfect with ever. So, have you ever been to England? Have you ever been to the United States? Have you been to Russia? Have you ever been to Brazil? And so on. So, not yet. Yeah, so not yet, it's a short answer. You can say no or not yet. It means that you haven't been there yet. Why not? So it's a very good, phrase for an English conversation. I'm going to do it next year. So we use this phrase while talking about our plans. So you remember it, while doing something, when doing something. So it's possible to say so while talking about our plans. So the United States. So present perfect. Have you ever been to the United States? Not yet. Why not? I'm going to do it next year. Well, so what is next? So school. Do you like your school? Sorry? Let me check it. Yeah, so what's wrong? So America 18, the United States 19. The United States 19 and school 20, okay? And school 20. So well done. So, do you like your school? I can't give you a definite answer. A definite or a certain answer. So, I can't be sure, yeah, about what I'm telling you. I can't be sure. I can't give you a definite or a certain answer. There are some advantages, yeah, or some pluses. Advantages, or we also call it pluses, and disadvantages, minuses, okay, minuses of studying there, of doing something. You know that we have a rule that if there is a verb after a preposition, yeah, of is a preposition but not a preposition not to, we need to use ing, of studying there. We talked about it, of studying there. Okay, I'm tired of it. I'm tired of doing it. So if you have another preposition not to, you use verb plus ing. Okay, so there are some advantages and disadvantages of studying there. What do you mean? What do you mean? Very nice phrase. What do you mean? So if you want, your speaking partner to give you more information, you can say, or if you want him to explain something, you can say, what do you mean? I mean that most of our teachers, most of our teachers are very professional, but unfortunately, it means it's a pity, unfortunately, but there is one bad thing. Not all of them, yeah, it's a sad fact. Not all of them, it's a sad fact. So, school. Do you like your school? I can't give you a definite answer. There are some advantages and disadvantages of studying there. What do you mean? I mean that most of our teachers are very professional, but unfortunately not all of them. Next. So, yeah, university. University. Do you work or study? I study, I go to university. So we say go to university. I've been studying there for 2 years. Yeah, I've been studying. Why do we say so? Because of for. So for tells us that we need to use present perfect. That we need to use present perfect continuous if there is a connection with the present. So if it's still happening. So I've been studying there for 2 years. I'm sure this education will help me a lot in the future. I am proud of such a good university. We say proud of, this preposition of, it means that I'm very happy to study there. I'm proud of such a good university. So, university, you see, do you work or study for present perfect continuous. So, do you work or study if there is a connection with the present, if this action is still happening. So, do you work or study? I study. I go to university. I've been studying there for 2 years. I'm sure this education will help me a lot in the future. I'm proud of such a good university. Well, next, weather. What's the weather like today? So if you want to know some information about the weather, so we ask this question, what's the weather like today? So like isn't a verb here, it has another meaning. So what is like, yeah? So what's the weather like today? It's another meaning. So what's the weather like today? We put it at the end of the sentence. What's the weather like today? When you want to know some information about the weather. It's cold and it's been raining all day. So you see, it's present perfect continuous again. Why? Because it's all day. And what does it mean? It means that it started raining some time ago and it's still raining. It's still raining, okay? I'll write it down because this information is extremely important. So it started raining. It started raining some time ago and it's still raining. So we use present perfect continuous. I think you don't like this kind of weather. Sure, it means yeah, yes, of course. Of course. I like it when it's warm and sunny. I don't know why, but students often forget to put it. So don't forget to do it. Please remember this phrase. I like it when it's warm and sunny. So you can't say I like when it's warm and sunny. It's incorrect. Please remember this phrase. I like it when it's warm and sunny, or I don't like it when it's cold and windy. So like it when. Please remember this phrase. It's very important. So I know that even students who have an advanced level make this mistake. So don't make it, okay? So I'm really worried. I'm really worried about it. Okay, thanks for understanding. So what's the weather like today? It's cold and it's been raining all day. It started raining some time ago and it's still raining. I think you don't like this kind of weather. Sure, I like it when it's warm and sunny. Next, reading. Are you keen on reading? So we say keen on. I can say I'm keen on reading. It means do you like reading? You know, it's one of my greatest hobbies, although it's so difficult to find time for it. Although means but it sounds more formal. So it's one of my greatest hobbies, although it's so difficult to find time for it. I often have to overwork. It means to work more. Yeah. So maybe, you know, I have to work from 9 to 6, but I work until 8 or 9, so I work much more or more. More than that, we use this amazing phrase, yeah, for English speaking when we add something, okay? When we add something, we use this phrase. more than that, or there is another similar phrase, it means moreover, moreover, okay? Moreover, or in addition to it, in addition to it, okay? Moreover, or in addition to it, the way to work is very long. I need to do something about it. I mean that I need to change it. Do about, it's a phrasal verb, so I need to change it, So, reading. Are you keen on reading? You know, it's one of my greatest hobbies, although it's so difficult to find time for it. I often have to overwork. More than that, the way to work is very long. I need to do something about that. Foreign languages. What foreign languages would you like to learn? I wish I knew Spanish and Chinese. Yeah, look at this structure. I wish, and then we use past simple. Yeah, I hope that you know the structure. I wish, then you use past simple. We call it the second conditional. We call it the second conditional with I wish. Okay, so I wish. So you have a subject, then wish, then you have a subject again, so this subject or another subject, and then past simple. So I wish I knew Spanish and Chinese. It means that I don't know it now, that it's my, it's my wish, but it isn't so in reality. So I wish I knew Spanish and Chinese. So do you know Spanish? ¿Hablas español? So and Chinese. So 你说汉语吗? I remembered some phrases. Yeah, I remember some phrases. Yeah, in Spanish and Chinese. So what's the problem? Lack of free time. So lack of free time. So lack can be a noun. It means not enough, not enough free time. And lack can be a verb. I lack free time. It means I don't have enough free time. I don't have enough free time. Okay. Well, so foreign languages, I wish, I plus past simple, so the second conditional. What foreign languages would you like to learn? I wish I knew Spanish and Chinese. So what's the problem? Lack of free time or not enough free time. I lack free time. Well, traveling. What about traveling? So very nice phrases. Please remember it. What about, or we can say how about, what about, or how about, for example, doing something, okay? What about, or how about doing something? So what about having a cup of tea? Okay, what about having a cup of tea? So let's do it. What about traveling? So, and it means, so what do you think about traveling? What about traveling? I'm really fond of it. So we say I'm fond of, it means enjoy. I really enjoy it. I'm really fond of it. What countries have you been to? A very good question. So you can say, what countries have you been to? Don't forget to use to. It's a dependent preposition. Or you can also ask, so what countries have you already visited? What countries have you already? What countries have you already visited? Or what countries have you visited? Or what countries have you been to? Okay. Well, I've been to Brazil, India, Vietnam, Russia, and the United States. So you see, we say I've been to. You know that normally we say in, so I'm in Brazil, I was in Brazil, but we use to with present perfect. So you need to remember it, been to in present perfect. So in questions too, so have you ever been to Brazil? So traveling, what about doing something, or how about doing something? What about traveling? I'm really fond of it. What countries have you been to, or what countries have you already visited? Well, I've been to Brazil, India, Vietnam, Russia, and the United States. Computer games. Do you sometimes play computer games? Please remember this phrase, play computer games, without any prepositions here, without. So sometimes you can say play in computer games, but it's incorrect, play computer games, so without any prepositions. Yes, I do. it's a short answer. So we have do you, and a short answer is yes I do or no I don't. So it goes without saying. So what does it mean? It's a nice phrase. It means sure. It means sure, or obviously, or obviously, or clearly, or that's clear, that's obvious. It goes without saying. So yeah, really, it goes without saying. Nice phrase. I can't say that I'm addicted to it. So we talked about it. Addicted to something. So I can't say that I can't live without it. I can manage my time. I can manage my time very effectively. I can manage my time very effectively. It means that I play computer games, but not all day, so I can do other things, yeah, and my progress is very good in them too, okay? So computer games. Do you play computer games? Yes, I do. It goes without saying, or sure, obviously, clearly. I can't say that I'm addicted to it. I can manage my time very effectively, okay? And one more. So education in United States. Would you like to study in the United States? So really a very interesting and good question. Really, would you like to study in the United States? It's what I'm thinking about right now. Good phrase. It's what I'm thinking about right now. We put about, so at the end of the sentence. So it's about what I'm thinking, but it's, if you say so, it isn't so natural. So, and we put it in the end. It's what I'm thinking about right now or now. I really like to get a perfect education or a very good education and improve my English and make my English better, improve my English. I suppose, or I think living in an English-speaking country can be a good choice. Yeah, doing something, so it's gerund. So I suppose living in an English-speaking country can be a good choice. So, for example, living here is good, living here is bad. Reading books is interesting, reading books isn't interesting. Learning English online is very effective, so it's gerund. So we can use it this way. Learning English on this channel is very effectively. Well, so education in United States. So would you like to study in the United States? It's what I'm thinking about right now. I really like to get a perfect education and improve my English. I suppose living in an English-speaking country can be a good choice. Work. What's your job? I work as a shop assistant. We say work as. You can also say I am a shop assistant or I work as a shop assistant. So work as, yeah, someone. So do you find this job interesting? So you can say, is this job interesting? Or do you find it interesting? Do you find this job interesting? So do you find these lessons useful? Do you find these lessons informative? Do you find these lessons interesting? Do you find these lessons unique? Do you find these lessons very special? Do you find these lessons very effective? To tell you the truth, it also means like, to be honest, to be frank. I can't say it's my dream job. So what I'm dreaming about, it's my dream job. So the job of my dreams. But I need to start with something. I need to do. But I need to start with something. I'd like to make a career. So we say make a career. I'm sure it's possible. I'm sure it's possible. Okay. So work. What's a job? I work as a shop assistant. Do you find this job interesting? To tell you the truth, I can't say it's my dream job, but I need to start with something. I'd like to make a career. I'm sure it's possible. Okay, good. So personality. What kind of person are you? Yeah. So let's talk about our personality. First of all, so what kind of or what sort of? Yeah, we talked about it. What kind of or what sort of? Yeah, person are you? First of all, so it's a very good phrase. So first of all, or you can also say firstly. So you know that this video is for speaking, first of all, and for grammar and vocabulary too. So first of all, firstly, first, I'd like to tell you, or I want to tell you, okay, that I'm a good friend. You can rely on me, okay? Rely on me. So it means you can rely on me, or you can count on me, or you can trust me. or you can trust me. Okay, you can trust me. I'm always ready to help if necessary. So if necessary, it's a nice phrase. It means that if you need it, so if you need it, if necessary. Secondly, so you can say second or secondly, I'm very ambitious. I'm very ambitious. So what does it mean to be ambitious? I set an aim and achieve it. Ambitious, yeah, means that you have maybe great aims and you want to achieve something big in life. And achieve it, I really like it. I really like it. Okay, and achieve it, and you have it in the end. So what kind of person are you? First of all, I'd like to tell you that I'm a good friend. You can rely on me. I'm always ready to help if necessary. Secondly, I'm very ambitious. I set an aim and achieve it. I really like it. Well, career. Would you like to make a career? So we say make a career. We talked about it. Certainly. Okay, you can say certainly, certainly, or of course, or definitely, or sure, or you know, we also studied it goes without saying. It goes without saying. It goes without saying. Okay? It will open up new opportunities for me. Please remember this phrase, open up opportunities, open up new opportunities. So you'll see new opportunities for you where you can develop. I'd like to develop my professional skills as well as getting more money. So it's an interesting structure. As well as doing something, as well as doing something. So you see, I'd like to develop my professional skills as well as getting more money. It means that I'd like to develop my professional skills and also get more money. But it's just the structure, as well as doing something. So I'd like to improve my speaking as well as listening, or as well as improving my listening skills. So a very nice phrase, as well as doing something. So career, or would you like to make a career? Certainly, of course, definitely, sure, it goes without saying. It will open up new opportunities for me. I'd like to develop my professional skills as well as getting more money, as well as doing something. So marriage and divorce. Are you married? Right. We've been married for 5 years. Okay, so you know that we talked about it. So if you have 4, you use present perfect continuous. But there are some verbs like know, understand what, and be. Normally we don't use a continuous form. Yeah, normally continuous form. Sorry for my typing skills, for my bad typing skills. And so you use present perfect. And you use present perfect instead of present perfect continuous, right? So I've been married. So have, it's a short form, and the third form of past participle. So right, we've been married for 5 years. Okay. Do you know that they got divorced? Say get divorced, or they separated, or they broke up, they split up. Really? Yeah? We wonder. So really? I didn't know that they broke up or split up. So they stopped, stopped dating, or they stopped, meeting. So they got divorced. So marriage and divorce, terrible thing. So be, no continuous form, present perfect. Are you married? Right. We've been married for 5 years. Do you know that they got divorced? Really? I didn't know that they broke up. Okay, so last weekend. How was your last weekend? Yeah, you ask it, how was your party? How was the party? So how was your last weekend? Well, how was, good phrase. Well, it was a complete nightmare. So nightmare, so what is nightmare? Do you know it? So it's something bad which you see when you sleep, or it was a complete nightmare. Complete means full. It was a terrible thing. It was a terrible thing. Everything went wrong. So you had maybe one plan, but a completely different thing happened. So I was bitterly disappointed, or I was greatly disappointed. Yeah, we say bitterly disappointed. So last weekend, how was your last weekend? Well, it was a complete nightmare. Everything went wrong. Yeah, go wrong, nice phrase. I was bitterly disappointed. Looking for a job. Are you looking for a job? Yeah? We say look for something when we want to find it. Yeah? Informal. So what job would you like to have? First of all, I'd like to have a well-paid job. So a job where will you get enough money. Secondly, a nice phrase. Secondly, I can't stand doing something that I don't like. What is can't stand? Can't stand means hate. So you can say can't stand or can't bear, it means hate, and we use verb plus ing. Can't stand doing something, please remember it. For example, someone can say I can't stand doing homework, I can't bear, repeating it again and again. So looking for a job. Are you looking for a job? Yeah. What job would you like to have? First of all, I'd like to have a well-paid job. Secondly, I can't stand doing something that I don't like, or I can't bear doing something that I don't like. Traffic jams. Why are you late? Sorry, I was held up in a traffic jam. So hold up is a phrasal verb. So it's passive voice. We see passive voice here. Okay, we see passive voice. So it means was done. So it happened by something was done. Yeah, and hold up means delay. So held up or I was delayed. So I came late because of a traffic jam. So traffic jams. Passive voice was done. So was or were done, but we have I, so was. So passive voice was or were done. Why are you late? Sorry, I was held up in a traffic jam, or I was delayed in a traffic jam. Well, so free time. How do you usually spend your free time or spare time? Is the same. So most students, students mostly use free time, but you also need to know that, or you can use spare time, and you can also hear it. How do you usually spend your spare time or free time? I wish I had it. So do you remember we talked about it? So I wish I had it. So wish, I, and past simple. I wish I had it. It means that in fact I don't have it. I have so many things to do. Good phrase. Have so many things to do. You can say I have lots of things to do, or I have many things to do. It means that you have lots of problems. You need to do lots of things. So I have so many things to do. Maybe you can tell me how I can manage my time more effectively or better. So free time. How do you usually spend your spare time? I wish I had it. I have so many things to do. Maybe you can tell me how I can manage my time more effectively. Money. How much money do you earn? Or how much money do you get? On average, my salary is about $1,000. Okay? So I hope I'll get more, or I'll earn more. So what is on average? For example, you have these figures 5, 7, 8. So how much is it? And let's say 4. How much is it? So 5 plus 7, 12, plus 8, 20, plus 4, 24. So on average, it's 6. Yeah? So we divided 24 by 4 and we got 6. So on average, it's 6. Okay, on average. So it depends. 1 month, maybe 1 month it's $900. Maybe, next month it's $1,100. So on average. Okay, how much money do you earn or do you get? On average, my salary is about $1,000. I hope I'll get more. Self-education. How do you prefer to learn English? Yeah, prefer to do something. How do you prefer to learn English? You know, I don't think that we can gain knowledge only by attending English classes. So you can say get knowledge, but there is a phrase get knowledge. Gain knowledge, it means get knowledge. Remember, gain experience, gain knowledge only by attending English classes. So attending or going to, yeah, attending or going to English classes. What is only by? By, it means that only when you attend English classes, or only by doing something, only by attending English classes. So I believe that you can make good progress in English by watching these kind of videos, yeah, by doing something or when you watch these kind of videos. I tend to think, a good phrase, or I think it's an old concept, or it's an old idea. It's an old idea. I'm sure we can learn a lot by ourselves. So by ourselves, or you can also use on our own. On our own, it means when you don't go to some English classes. Thanks to various sources. So various means different. Thanks to different sources, or thanks to various sources which are available nowadays, or which you can use nowadays, which are available nowadays. So self-education. How do you prefer to learn English? You know, I don't think that we can gain knowledge only by attending English classes. I tend to think it's an old concept. I'm sure we can learn a lot by ourselves or on our own thanks to various sources which are available nowadays. Well, happiness. Do you think that, or do you think you are a happy person? I don't think that happiness is only money. Believe it or not. Good phrase. So you can believe it or not. Being poor, I feel really happy. It's a very important structure. So it means that I'm poor, but I feel really happy. So being a student, let me give you one more example. Being a student, I work. So it means that I'm a student, but I work. So being poor, I feel really happy. I'm poor, but I feel really happy. Good phrase. So happiness. Do you think you are a happy person? I don't think that happiness is only money. Believe it or not, being poor, I feel really happy. So being a student, I work. Our English teacher. What's your opinion about your English teacher, or what do you think about your English teacher? It's a good phrase. What's your opinion about it, or what do you think about it? He is highly professional. It's a very nice collocation. So we call it a collocation. A collocation. I mean different combinations of words which you need to remember. So he is highly professional. It means he is very professional. So the lessons he uploads on YouTube are really worth watching. So what is worth? It means that it's a good idea for you to watch them, and we say worth doing. We say worth doing something, okay? So these lessons are worth watching. So it's a good idea for you to watch this video, okay? Our English teacher. What's your opinion about your English teacher? He is highly professional. The lessons he uploads on YouTube are really worth watching. So collocation, yeah, it's a collocation, and we say worth doing something. Next, smoking. What's your attitude towards smoking? It's another nice phrase. What's your attitude towards means what do you think about smoking? What do you think about smoking? So the next sentence is very difficult. Let's try to understand it. So everyone has to decide it on their own. Everyone has to decide. Yeah, has to decide. So you know that has to means must, okay? Why has? Because everyone means he, she, it. So we say everyone has to decide, yeah, everyone has to decide it on their own. So you know that on my own means by myself. It means by myself So without other people's help. But why on their own? Why on their own? Because of everyone. Because of everyone. It's a rule. So with everyone we use on their own. On their own. It means they. It means they. So on their own. Okay, everyone has decided on their own. Some grammar. Just remember it. I don't smoke as. What is as? As means because. You need to know that as can have this meaning. Because I prefer to lead. So we put to between these two verbs after prefer a healthy lifestyle. Lead a healthy lifestyle, it means to do something which is good for your health. Okay? So smoking, what's your attitude towards smoking? Everyone has to decide it on their own. I don't smoke as I prefer to lead a healthy lifestyle, yeah, on my own or by myself. Poverty. Have you ever lived in poverty? So you know that we use present perfect with ever. Have you ever lived in poverty? So luckily not. So luckily or fortunately. So it's luck, yeah? Fortunately not. I know it's a major serious problem, or it's a major social problem. Major means very important. It means very important. So it's a major, say a major problem, a major factor. It's also a collocation. It's a major social problem and it can't be left unnoticed. So what is it? So it's passive voice. It's passive voice. So you see passive voice with modal verb. With a modal verb. It's passive voice with a modal verb. Can't be plus the third form or past participle left unnoticed. Left unnoticed, it means that it can't be ignored. So you can say it can't be left unnoticed or it can't be ignored. So you need to pay attention to it. We need to tackle this problem somehow. Tackle means deal with. Tackle means deal with. So you need to deal with this problem somehow. So poverty. So passive voice with a modal verb. Have you ever lived in poverty? Luckily not. I know it's a major social problem and it can't be left unnoticed. We need to tackle this problem somehow. Somehow means we need to take some measures. Health. How do you look after your health? So you say look after, it's a phrasal verb, or you can also say take care of. Okay, or you can also say, just a second, you can also say take, so what's wrong? How do you look after your health or take care of? Okay, I'll write it here. Take care of. So how do you look after your health or how do you take care of your health? Well, I go jogging. Please remember it. So yeah, we say, we use the verb run when you do it really fast. So it just, if you do it slowly but not so fast, we say, yeah, we use go jogging. So I go jogging. Maybe people usually go jogging in the park or in the forest, usually in the park. So, but I perfectly understand. Good phrase. I perfectly understand, or I really understand, or yeah, it isn't enough. I need to do much more to be in a perfect shape. So to be in a perfect shape, it means to have a good body, to be in a perfect shape and to be healthy. Well, so health, how do you look after your health? Well, I go jogging, but I perfectly understand it isn't enough. I need to do much more to be in a perfect shape. So look after or take care of. Next, self-employment. Self-employment, okay? So when we work for ourselves, are you self-employed? So do you work for yourself? Yes. Oh yeah, I come to the conclusion. So I have this idea in my mind. So as a result, or in the end, I come to the conclusion, nice phrase, that working for myself. So gerund. Doing something that working for myself is the best thing for me. That I work for myself and it's the best thing for me. So self-employment. Are you self-employed? yeah, I come to the conclusion that working for myself is the best thing for me. Good. Next, education. What kind of education would you like to get? What kind of or what sort of education would you like to get? To be frank, so we talked about it, to be frank, or you can also say to be honest. Sometimes I don't see the necessity of getting a higher education. So necessity of doing. So I don't think it's necessary. I don't think it's necessary to get a higher education as means because as we can learn a lot from experience. But maybe I'm mistaken, good phrase. Maybe I'm mistaken means maybe I'm wrong. If so, please correct me. So education. What kind of education would you like to get? To be frank, sometimes I don't see the necessity of getting a higher education as we can learn a lot from experience. Yeah, learn from experience. Learn from experience. But maybe I'm mistaken. If so, please correct me. Religion. Are you a religious person? I can't say it, but I believe in God. Yeah, we say I believe in God. I go to church. Yeah, this phrase, I go to church from time to time. From time to time means sometimes, but not regularly. Sometimes I read spiritual literature. So literature about God, about the meaning of life. So I'll write for you the meaning of life, about God. I really admire or respect, or I can give you a phrasal verb, look up to the lives of different saints. So different saints, so very good people in Christianity, who reached perfection. So they reached perfection in spiritual development. It's one of my favorite subjects, so I think that it's okay if I just talk a little bit about it. In spiritual development. Okay, so anyway, this subject is quite interesting. Yeah, this subject is quite interesting. So you see, religion. Are you a religious person? I can't say it, but I believe in God. I go to church from time to time. Sometimes I read spiritual literature. Yeah, on the meaning of life. I really admire, respect, or look up to the lives of different saints. So they reached perfection in spiritual development. So it's a general understanding. It's a general understanding of this word. So anyway, this subject is quite interesting. Corruption. What can you say about the level of corruption in your country? It leaves a lot to be desired. It's a phrase. It means that it isn't perfect at all. It isn't perfect at all. So you need to work a lot so that you can improve this situation. And I hope the situation will change sooner or later. Nice phrase, sooner or later. Okay. So corruption. What can you say about the level of corruption in your country? It leaves a lot to be desired. It isn't perfect at all. So I hope the situation will change sooner or later. New Year. How will you celebrate New Year? In a family circle. It means with your family. I'd like to do it abroad. Abroad means in another country. I'm absolutely convinced. Good phrase. I'm absolutely convinced, or I'm absolutely sure. It will be an unforgettable experience. It will be a very good experience, so it will be very difficult to forget it. So it will be a very good experience. It will be a very good impression. Unforgettable. So New Year. How will you celebrate New Year? In a family circle. I'd like to do it abroad. I'm absolutely convinced it will be an unforgettable experience, or I'm absolutely sure it will be an unforgettable experience. Christmas. Do you celebrate Christmas? Yes, I do. Yeah? We asked do you, and the short answer, yes, I do. As you might know, a good phrase, so it means maybe you know, or as you might know, it's one of the greatest religious holidays in Christianity. Holidays. Don't forget to put as in Christianity. After Easter, I would say so. So Easter is one more holiday. So two big holidays in Christianity, Easter and Christmas. Easter and Christmas. So very big holidays in Christianity. So Christmas, do you celebrate Christmas? Yes, I do. As you might know, it's one of the greatest religious holidays in Christianity. After Easter, I would say so. I would say so means I can say so. I can say so. Okay, newspapers. Do you sometimes read newspapers? Mostly online. So mostly or mainly. Or mainly. So you do it but online. So to be more exact. So it's another phrase, to be more exact. So you want to give more information. I used to do it. Yeah, you remember this phrase? So you did it in the past, used to do something, but you don't do it any longer. To be more exact, I used to do it. I prefer to read something very short online. Prefer to, yeah, something very short online. This format is more convenient for me. Convenient, good word. It's very convenient, it's very good for me. It suits me. Yeah, it suits me. It suits me. It suits me. Okay, so newspapers. Do you sometimes read newspapers, mostly online or mainly online? To be more exact, I used to do it. I prefer to read something very short online. So this format is more convenient for me. It suits me. Magazines. What kind of magazines do you prefer to read? Or what sort of magazines? So what sort of magazines do you prefer to read? Well, I can't say that I'm keen on reading. So we talked about it, keen on. I mostly listen, so mostly or mainly listen to something online. I'm a good listener. I'm a good listener. Yeah. And this format suits me. On this format is convenient for me. And you can say that I am a bad reader. So you can say you're a good listener but a bad reader. Who knows, yeah? So magazines. What kind of magazines do you prefer to read? Well, I can't say that I'm keen on reading. I mostly listen to something online. I'm a good listener and this format suits me. Next, mass media. What can you say about the mass media in our country? So what is mass media? It's newspapers, magazines, television, and so on. I've got accustomed to watching TV. So you know that we talked about got used to, it's the same. So you can say I've got used to watching TV, or I've got accustomed to watching TV. Yeah, got used to doing something, got accustomed to doing something. It means that it's normal for you now. It's okay for you now. And reading newspapers, it's a normal thing for me, but I don't like propaganda. Okay? So I think that you know this word and I don't need to translate it, propaganda. Okay? So what can you say about the mass media in our country? I've got used to watching TV, or I've got accustomed to watching TV and reading newspapers. It's a normal thing for me, but I don't like propaganda. So, I mean, when the information isn't true, so when there is, too much information maybe about some politicians, about some political parties. So, entertainment. What kind of entertainment do you prefer? Or entertainment or fun? Fun. I particularly like going to the cinema. So, say I particularly like going to the cinema. I also enjoy playing computer games, enjoy doing something. Although my parents don't think it's a very good pastime. Although means but, my parents don't think it's a very good pastime. It means that they don't think that I spend this time very effectively. So pastime, how I spend this time. Okay, entertainment. What kind of entertainment do you prefer? I particularly like going to the cinema. I also enjoy playing computer games. although my parents don't think it's a very good pastime. Party. How was the party? How was the party? It went on all night. So went on means continued. Yeah, go on means continue, a phrasal verb. It went on all night. I got to know new interesting people. So it means I met new interesting people. The music was amazing, means was very good. And I was full of positive emotions. Okay, I was full of positive emotions. I had lots of positive emotions. How was the party? It went on all night. I got to know new interesting people. The music was amazing. I was full of positive emotions. Jogging. So do you like jogging? Yeah, I often go jogging. We say go jogging. So do you like jogging? I often go jogging. So okay. It helped me lose weight. So help someone do something. It helped me lose weight. What's your experience? So yeah, when you want to know about when you want to know some information about your speaking partner, you can ask what's your experience. So do you like jogging, or do you like swimming? Do you like reading? Okay, so ing. So do you like jogging? I often go jogging. It helped me lose weight. So what's your experience, or what about you? And you, and you, and you. So what about you? Well, first date. Are you worried before your first date? I mean, it means before your first meeting, so with a boyfriend or girlfriend. A bit means a bit or a little. A little. I'd like to make a good impression on her. Say make an impression on someone. I'd like to make a good impression on her, or I'd like to impress her. So I'll try to do my best. So, or as a result. So means as a result. As a result, I'll try to do my best. So do my best means to do everything possible, to make a good impression. So I try to do it. I try to do something to achieve it. So first date. Are you worried before your first date? A bit. I'd like to make a good impression on her. So I'll try to do my best. Advertising. What can you say about advertising? I work as a sales manager. We talked about it, work as someone. I work as a sales manager, and it helps us boost our sales. So what is boost our sales? It means increase them greatly. Increase them greatly. Increase them greatly. People become our clients thanks to it. Yeah, thanks to it, or you can say because of it. Because of it. Because of it. Thanks to it, or because of it. Very nice phrases. So advertising. What can you say about advertising? I work as a sales manager, and it helps us boost our sales. Increase them greatly. People become our clients thanks to it, or because of it. Age. How old are you? Yeah, how old are you? I'm 60. Okay, but I'm young at heart. Please remember this phrase, I'm young at heart. It means I don't feel my age. I don't feel that I'm 60. I don't feel my age. I feel that I'm young. How old are you? I'm 60, but I'm young at heart. I don't feel my age. Our aims. What are your aims? Yeah, or what are your goals? What are your goals? So what do you want to do? I have several aims. First, I'd like to improve my English and reach a strong intermediate level. So good. Improve my English, and you say reach. You say improve my English, and you say reach some level. Okay, reach some level. So I can reach a strong intermediate, upper intermediate level, or advanced level. Second, I'd like to save up some money. Save up some money means that so you get some money, but you don't spend all this money, and then so you have more and more money, and you can buy something. Okay, to save up some money, to go to an English-speaking country, so where people speak English, to practice speaking English, to practice speaking English. Look, practice doing something, to practice speaking English. So our aims. What are your aims? Or goals, not goals. I have several aims. First, I'd like to improve my English and reach a strong intermediate level. Second, I'd like to save up some money to go to an English-speaking country to practice speaking English. Well, future. Do you often think about your future? Quite often. Quite often. So I need to set a clear aim. We say to have an aim or set an aim, so a clear aim, so that I can achieve it. So that I can achieve it. Okay? So that I can achieve it or to achieve it. So planning is also essential. Essential means extremely important. So planning is also extremely important. I believe, or I think, I believe, if you have a clear life strategy or a clear plan in life, it's an advantage. It's an advantage or it's a plus. It's a plus. It can help you. It can help you in the future. So future, do you often think about your future? Quite often. I need to set a clear aim so that I can achieve it. Planning is also essential. I believe if you have a clear life strategy, it's an advantage, it's a plus. Car. Do you have a car? So you can ask, do you have a car or have you got a car? Yes, I do. I bought it last year. I can also say that it's very reliable. So you can rely on it. Yeah? So you can rely on it. You can rely on it. So it never breaks down. So you don't have problems with it. It never breaks down. Car. Do you have a car? Yes, I do. I bought it last year. I can also say that it's very reliable. So you can rely on it. So it never breaks down. About myself. What can you say about yourself? What can you say about yourself? I study at university. My major is entrepreneurship or business. Entrepreneurship or business, okay? Entrepreneurship or business. So, entrepreneurship or business. I have always wanted to become a businessman or entrepreneur. Businessman or entrepreneur. So, what can you say about yourself? So, my major or my specialization is entrepreneurship or business. I have always wanted. So it's present perfect. So there is a connection with the present and we use I have always wanted to become. It's a very common phrase. I have always wanted to do it. I have always, wanted to become. So I wanted it in the past and I still want to do it. I have always wanted, to become a businessman or entrepreneur. My day. How do you usually spend your day? As you know, I work and study at the same time. It makes my life a bit more complicated or difficult. I just have some free time before I go to bed. So just or only. I only have some free time before I go to bed. So my day. How do you usually spend your day? As you know, I work and study at the same time. It makes my life a bit more complicated or difficult. I just have some free time before I go to bed. My profession. What's your profession? I'm a doctor. Okay? Isn't it boring for you? Isn't it boring for you? Yeah? A question in a negative form. Isn't it boring for you? What are you talking about? Good phrase. So you can maybe say about what are you talking about? It isn't natural, so we put it in the end. What are you talking about? How can it be boring? I mean, helping other people. How can it be boring? So, my profession. What's your profession? I'm a doctor. Isn't it boring for you? What are you talking about? How can it be boring? I mean, helping other people. My city. Do you like living in this city? Yeah, ing, like doing. Do you like living in the city? I wish I lived in another city. So you remember wish plus past simple, yeah? I wish I lived in another city. So another before one and other before more than one. Another city, but other cities. So you have no choice. You have no choice, or you can't choose, right? Yeah? Absolutely. Absolutely means yes. Yeah, absolutely yes. So my city. Do you like living in this city? I wish I lived in another city. So you have no choice, right? Absolutely. My house. Do you have your own house or house which belongs to you? This house belongs to my parents. Say belong to. It means they own this house. It's their house. One of my greatest dreams is to have my own house. So good structure. One of my greatest dreams is to get a good education. One of my greatest dreams is to speak English completely fluently. You're absolutely right. So you can say you are right, but if you fully agree, you can say you are absolutely right. So I think this channel is very useful and good, and you can say, yeah, you're absolutely right. So my house. Do you have your own house? This house belongs to my parents. One of my greatest dreams is to have my own house. You're absolutely right. Memory. Do you have a good memory? It often lets me down. So let down means so it often lets me down. So I can't rely on it. I can't rely on it. So I often forget things. I have such a terrible memory. We say such a plus adjective plus noun. Such a plus adjective plus noun. So look, my memory. My memory is so bad, or I have such a bad memory. So what's the difference? What's the difference? Here you have noun before, memory is before an adjective, and here memory is after an adjective. So if it's after, you say such, I have such a bad memory. If it's before, you say so, my memory is so bad. My memory is so bad. So memory, do you have a good memory? It often lets me down. I have such a terrible memory. I often keep forgetting things. Keep, it means keep doing something. It means you continue doing something. You do it regularly. I often keep forgetting different things. Keep doing different things. My memory is so bad. So noun before an adjective. And I have such a bad memory. A noun is after an adjective. Okay, well done. Next, clothes. Good. What kind of clothes do you prefer to wear? Mostly casual clothes or mostly ordinary clothes, so nothing special. I don't like showing off. What is showing off? It's a phrasal verb. So to make other people pay attention to you. Pay attention to you, or to make other people notice you. So to be different from other people, to be very different from other people, to make other people pay attention to you. So clothes. What kind of clothes do you prefer to wear? Mostly casual ones. So casual clothes or one. So if you don't want to repeat it, clothes, you can say one. So it's instead of clothes, mostly casual clothes or mostly casual ones. I don't like showing off. I don't like to make other people pay attention to you. Or showing off or make other people pay attention to you. Next, food. What kind of food do you prefer? First of all, not harmful to my health. We say harmful to, which contains natural ingredients. Contains means when there are natural ingredients in it. Secondly, something which has a reasonable price. Reasonable means not too high, not too high, not too high. Look, what do I mean? Sometimes I see that a loaf of bread or some bread, a loaf of bread costs $20. Yeah, a loaf of bread costs $20. It's absolutely ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. It means it's too much. It's too much. Really, this price isn't reasonable. Isn't reasonable. What kind of food do you prefer? First of all, not harmful to my health, which contains natural ingredients. Secondly, something which has a reasonable price, not too high. What do I mean? Sometimes I see that a loaf of bread costs $20. It's absolutely ridiculous. Homeless people. Do you often see homeless people in your country? So, people who don't have a place to live in. Yeah, it's a very big social problem. The government should tackle this problem more seriously. Tackle, we talked, or deal with this problem more seriously. Tackle or deal with. So tackle without a preposition and deal with is with a preposition more seriously. I also think so. At the same time, I do think a lot depends on us. Yeah, it's inversion. Do means really, I really think a lot depends on us, depend on. Or many things depend on us. Homeless people. Do you often see homeless people in your country? Yeah, it's a very big social problem. The government should tackle this problem more seriously. I also think so. At the same time, I do think a lot depends on us. Humor. So, it's British spelling, humor, and it's American spelling, humor. So, do you have a good sense of humor? I really like making different jokes. We say making jokes. I don't like gloomy faces or sad faces. Sad faces, so when people don't smile, yeah, when they're very sad, when they aren't happy, when they're upset. Let's make our life brighter. It means more interesting, so really, let's smile, yeah. Let's enjoy this life. So, do you have a good sense of humor? I really like making different jokes. I don't like gloomy faces. Let's make our life brighter. Homework. I hate doing homework. I hate doing. And you. So when we want to know the opinion of our, friend, for example, surprising as it may seem, a very nice speaking phrase. It means that it can seem surprising. So it can be surprising for you. Look, surprising as it may seem, I like it. I genuinely understand. It means I perfectly understand, or I really understand, I genuinely understand. It's my duty. It's my duty. It's something that I need to do. Moreover, we talked about that. So when we add some points, so we can use it moreover, more than that, in addition to it. Can you answer one question? How can I make rapid progress without it? Rapid progress or good progress? Really, so if you don't do homework, how are you going to make rapid progress? How are you going to make good progress? So it's more difficult. So homework. I hate doing homework, and you? Surprising as it may seem, I like it. I genuinely understand. It's my duty. Moreover, can you answer one question? How can I make rapid progress without it? Laziness. Sometimes I have a feeling that I'm so lazy. Have a feeling or feel. I know what you mean. I often experience this feeling, or I often have this feeling too. Try to make your life more meaningful. Meaningful, it means full of some meaning. Full of some meaning. Full of some meaning. What? Not meaningless. Not meaningless. In other words, not useless. Not useless. Try to spend your time more rationally. Yeah, so do something. Don't be lazy. Try to spend your time more rationally or better. So laziness. Sometimes I have a feeling that I'm so lazy. I know what you mean. I often experience this feeling too. Try to make your life more meaningful, full of some meaning. What? Not meaningless. In other words, not useless, try to spend your time more rationally. Try to spend your time more rationally. Immigration. Have you ever thought about immigration? So if you have ever, you use present perfect. Have you ever thought about immigration? I can't get this idea of my head. Good phrase. It means that I can't stop thinking about it. I can't stop thinking about it. It's in my head. I'd like to live in a developed country. Developed country. Yeah? Developed country. Not poor country. So where there are good services and where you can have a good life. So there is a high standard of living. So where people live better. Immigration. Have you ever thought about immigration? I can't get this idea out of my head. I'd like to live in a developed country where there is a high standard, where there is a high standard of living, so where people live better. Well, next, job interview. How was the job interview? You think I must have failed, yeah? Very good structure. Must have plus the thought form or past participle, okay? So you think I must have failed. It means that you really think that I failed. Must have failed. If so, you are mistaken, yeah? You aren't right. I got the job. Really, my dreams come true. So it's becoming reality. It's becoming reality. My dreams come true. So maybe I had a dream, and so this dream came true. So it isn't a dream any longer. It's reality. Job interview. So must have plus past participle. How was the job interview? You think I must have failed. If so, you are mistaken. I got the job. Really, my dreams come true. Spanish. Can you speak Spanish? I can't say that I am fluent in English. I am fluent in Spanish. I can't say that I am fluent in Spanish. This phrase, to be fluent in, in a certain language. I am fluent in Spanish, but I can make myself understood. Another important phrase. It means that you can explain. You can explain things. You can speak a bit. You can explain things. So you can explain. So can you speak Spanish? I can't say that I'm fluent in Spanish, but I can make myself understood. En otras palabras, puedo hablar el español. So in other words, I can speak Spanish, pero hago faltas a veces, but I make mistakes sometimes, okay? So Italian. Can you speak Italian? Not really. I just know the basics of this language. So the basics, it means the most important things. And so for beginners of this language. Anyway means but. I need to brush up on my Italian before I go to Italy. Brush up on, it's a phrasal verb. It means to revise it quickly. It means revise. Brush up on my Italian, it means revise. To remember it, revise, or to remember it. Brush up on my English, on my Italian before I go to Italy. Before plus present simple, Before plus present simple, although we're talking about the future, you know that we use present simple after if, when, before, after, as soon as, until, unless, and so on. Italian. Can you speak Italian? Not really. I just know the basics of this language. Anyway, I need to brush up on my Italian before I go to Italy. Arrivederci. Not yet, okay? So, Chinese. Would you like to know Chinese? In theory, so it can sound amazing, or it can be amazing, it can be very good, it can sound amazing, but not in practice, but not in reality. You might disagree with me. Good phrase. It means maybe you disagree with me. As means because. It's my personal point of view. Or because I think so, but it doesn't mean that's true. It's just my opinion. This language is too difficult for me. I just know the most basic Chinese characters. So what is Chinese characters? It's like this. We call it Chinese characters. So, 你好 means hi. 你好 谢谢 means thanks. 再见 means bye. 再见 So, 你好 hi. And you say hi. 你好 你好吗 means how are you? 我很好 means I'm fine. 你呢 means and you. Okay, I think that's enough. So, we're learning English, not Chinese. Maybe next time. So, love. Are you in love with her? Are you in love with her? It means that do you love her? You read me like a book. Okay? So it's an idiom. It's an idiom. So you read me like a book. So you can see my ideas. You can see my thoughts. So you see what I'm thinking about. Are you in love with her? So I can say, I'm in love with him, I'm in love with her. You read me like a book. So you can see my ideas, you can see my thoughts, you can read them. Well, motivation. I feel that my English progress is very slow. Terrible. I think it's because you have no motivation. So once you have it, or when you have it, once you have it or when you have it, you won't be able to stop. So what is be able? Be able is can in the future, okay? So can is for present. And if you want to say it, in the future, you say will be able. It's for future. And the negative form is won't be able, yeah? So once you have it, you won't be able to stop. It will be impossible for you to stop. You just need to find something which will motivate you greatly, yeah? So some good motivation. So can for present and will be able for future. I feel that my English progress is very slow. I think it's because you have no motivation. Once you have it, you won't be able to stop. You just need to find something which will motivate you greatly. Cinema. Do you feel like going to the cinema? So feel like doing something means want. Do you want to go to the cinema or do you feel like going to the cinema? Not really. What's wrong? So what's the problem? I got tired of it. So you can say I am tired of it or I got tired of it. It's the same. We say tired of. Let's stay at home this time. So cinema. Do you feel like going to the cinema? Not really. What's wrong? I got tired of it. Let's stay at home this time. Theater. How about going to the theater? Yeah, how about doing something or what about doing something? How about going to the theater? Why not? I suggest someone should join us. Yeah? Yeah, so you can say I suggest someone should join us. So you can say it with should or you say I suggest that. You can say it with should or without should. I suggest that someone join us or joins, yeah, joins because someone, or I suggest that someone should join us. It's grammar. So we say suggest doing if it's one subject. I suggest going there. It's one subject. I suggest going there. But if there are two subjects, I suggest that they join us. You need to use that. Yeah, so it's one subject, the first subject, and the second subject. Yeah, if there are two subjects, you use present simple, or you can also say it with should. It's grammar, it's English grammar, you just need to remember it. So if you say it another way, it will be a mistake. So I suggest going there if it's one subject. If there are two subjects, I suggest that they join us, or I suggest that they should join us, okay? I hope that's clear. So how about going to the theater? Why not? I suggest that someone should join us or someone joins us, okay? Yeah, someone should join us, so should join, or someone joins us, suggest doing if it's one subject, yeah? I suggest doing something, and I suggest going there, and I suggest that they should join us, or I suggest that they join us. Well done. Well, so next, museum. Let's go to this museum. I like going sightseeing. It means I like visiting different places of interest like museums, theaters, basically it means in general, basically it's a good idea, but I think we need to visit other places of interest first. So places of interest, yeah. So you visit some country or city and you visit most popular places, yeah. So which are really worth visiting first of all. Okay, let's go to this museum. I like going sightseeing. Basically, it's a good idea, but I think we need to visit other places of interest first. Swimming. Can you swim? I do it quite regularly. I know that swimming has a very positive effect on our health. Good phrase. Has a very positive effect on our health, so it's very good for our health. Can you swim? I do it quite regularly. I know that swimming has a very positive effect on our health. Gardening. Do you like gardening? I would say yes. So I can say yes. My grandmother helped me love it. So I love it because of my grandmother. She has green fingers. Really, green fingers. It's an idiom. It means that she is very good. She is very good at gardening. She has green fingers. It's an idiom, gardening. So do you like gardening? I would say yes. My grandmother helped me love it. She has green fingers. Weather forecast. Have you heard the recent weather forecast? The recent, the most, for today or for tomorrow. So the latest. So yeah, it will be cloudy and windy tomorrow. It might rain. So it might rain means maybe it will rain. So weather forecast. So have you heard the recent weather forecast, so the latest one? So yeah, it will be cloudy and windy tomorrow. It might rain. Seasons. What's your favorite season? I think it's summer. When summer passes, yeah, or finishes, every time I remember it with a feeling of nostalgia. Nostalgia means with a very pleasant feeling, or with pleasure, with the feeling of nostalgia. So, seasons. What's your favorite season? I think it's summer. When summer passes, every time I remember it with a feeling of nostalgia. Countries. What countries have you been to? Yeah, don't forget to use to. What countries have you been to? Mostly European countries. So countries in Europe. I've never been to Asia and Latin America. So we use present perfect with never to. If there is a connection with the present, if it's still true. In Latin America, definitely, it means of course, it's worth visiting. So it's worth, we say worth doing something, so it's a good idea for you to visit it. Yeah. So what countries have you been to? Mostly European countries. I've never been to Asia and Latin America. Definitely it's worth visiting. Appearance. It's how we look like, yeah? So I don't like judging other people by appearance. So what it means, judging? It means to form an opinion, to have an opinion about them by looking at their clothes, yeah? So maybe I think, okay, he has bad clothes and he's a bad person. He has good clothes, so he is a good person. No, don't judge other people by appearance, no. I share your point of view. Share your point of view, it means I agree with you. Appearances are deceptive. It means that you can look at other people's appearance, you can maybe have some ideas in your mind, but it doesn't necessarily mean that it's true. So you need to know more information. Well, next, so my boyfriend. So what can you say about your boyfriend? He is good looking. He is also very smart or very clever. You know, I'm going to get married. I think it's inevitable. So I think that it will definitely happen. It will definitely happen. Okay, it's inevitable. It will definitely happen. It will happen for 100%. Well, my girlfriend. So what can you say about your girlfriend? I think she is the most beautiful girl in the world. You can also, yeah, you can also be pleasantly surprised. So you can also be surprised, we say, by her great kindness. It means she is very kind. This trait of character or this quality, this trait of character or this quality is also of great importance. This trait of character is also of great importance. Or it means it's very important. It's very important. So, my girlfriend. What can you say about your girlfriend? I think she's the most beautiful girl in the world. You can also be pleasantly surprised by her great kindness. This trait of character is also of great importance. Meeting. Let's change the date of our meeting. No problem. Let's put it off. It means it's a phrasal verb. It means let's postpone it. Let's postpone it. Let's meet later. Conference. The conference was cancelled. So it's passive voice, yes. It was cancelled. It happened, really? It happened all of a sudden. Or it happened suddenly. Yeah, but you know that first I was going to write another phrase, called off. Called off. It's a phrasal verb. Or cancelled. The conference was called off. Really? It happened all of a sudden. It happened suddenly. Or unexpectedly. Unexpectedly. No one expected it. Well, classical music. Do you like classical music? It helps me relax. But I believe, or I think it's getting less and less popular, isn't it? So, you know, when you see less and less or more and more, you need to use present continuous, yeah? It's getting more and more popular. It's, you know, it's getting or it's becoming less and less popular. And then there is a tag question, isn't it? Because of its, yeah? So you need to form a negative form, so the opposite one. So it's and isn't. It's, this lesson is good, isn't it? English progress. Are you satisfied with your English progress? It means, are you happy about your English progress? Not fully, means not completely. There is a lot to be done. A nice phrase. It means you need to do lots of things. You need to do lots of things. It isn't now. There is a lot to be done. First of all, I'd like to widen my vocabulary, or I'd like to enlarge my vocabulary. Okay, English progress. Are you satisfied with your English progress? Not fully. There is a lot to be done. First of all, I'd like to widen my vocabulary. Next, English vocabulary. How large is your vocabulary? Active or passive one? So you know that there is active and passive vocabulary, both these things. My passive vocabulary is quite large. It means that words which you can translate if you see them, whereas, or while, whereas, or but my active vocabulary, it means words which you use in speaking. Words which you use in speaking is rather limited, so isn't enough, is limited. Well, video English lessons. How do you find video English? How do you find video English lessons? Video English lessons. English lessons. Video English lessons. So it was a great discovery for me. Yeah, it was a great discovery for me. It's like having a real English teacher in front of you. So you can sit comfortably. You're good. You can sit comfortably choosing the best teacher for you, and you don't need to pay money at all. And then you see a very difficult thing. Who could have thought about it earlier? So could have plus the third form. It's an imaginary situation in the past. Yeah, it's a modal verb. Could in the past. So if there is an imaginary situation in the past, use could have plus past participle. It means who could have thought about it earlier. It means that no one, it was impossible to imagine it. It wasn't possible to imagine it. So you know it could seem unbelievable. Who could have thought about it earlier? So video English lessons. So how do you find video English lessons? It was a great discovery for me. Yeah, it's a great discovery for me. It's like having, it's a good phrase, it's like having a real English teacher in front of you. You can sit comfortably, yeah, comfortably. choosing the best teacher for you, and you don't need to pay any money at all. Who could have thought about it earlier? And one more, so the last one. So my favorite YouTube channel. What's your favorite YouTube channel? So really, English Professionally. When I came across this channel, or when I met this channel, I was shocked by the abundance of information. Abundance, it's when there is a lot of information, lots of abundance of information, and crystal clear explanations. Crystal clear means very clear explanations. This channel is a real treasure. So it's like gold, silver, yeah, and precious stones. Okay, for me, which I discovered half a year ago. You can also discover it for yourself. Yeah, you can also enjoy this channel. Okay, my favorite YouTube channel. So what's your favorite YouTube channel? English Professionally. When I came across this channel, I was shocked by the abundance of information and crystal clear explanations. This channel is a real treasure. Yeah, this channel is a real treasure for me, which I discovered half a year ago. You can also discover it for yourself. Okay, thanks a lot for your support. See you, and I wish you rapid progress in English. See you. Hi, welcome to the channel English Professionally. And this video is very special. Yeah, this video course is very special. It's 100 English conversations with explanations, right? With explanations not only on grammar, but on vocabulary too. Yeah, and it's mostly for intermediate students. Yeah, you know, it's just like 100 mini English lessons on speaking, right? And I'll be very happy if you say that it's a great video and, you know, if it really helped you. Yeah, good. So, welcome to our channel English Professionally. This course contains 100 English conversations or 100 mini English lessons on speaking. These lessons are mostly for intermediate students. So, yeah, but I know that these lessons are also good, I would say, for pre-intermediate, intermediate, upper intermediate, and they can also be interesting, you know, for beginners and advanced students, yeah, even advanced students, okay? So, you know that we learn very important English vocabulary and grammar in context. It's also a very good English speaking practice, right? So this video course is for speaking. First of all, it's for speaking. It's also for grammar, for your vocabulary, and for listening skills. Yeah, so you can, you know, you can hear me and you can see the text at the same time. So it's a very good training if you want to understand English speech really well. So, okay, so the first conversation, the first mini lesson. So learning English, okay? How long have you been learning English? Okay? How long have you been learning English? And I'll explain it to you, so why we use this or that structure. So if you have how long in a sentence, how long, so you need to use present perfect continuous. You need to use present perfect continuous. So many students, you know, say how long do you learn English, but it's incorrect. Please don't make this mistake again. So you need to use present perfect continuous, okay? So you say how long have you been plus verb plus ing. How long have you been learning English? For example, you can ask how long, lots of friends, lots of water, it's okay. But there is one small difference between, you know, lots of and a lot of. So lots of, it sounds more informal, okay? So it sounds more informal. So, and it's okay if you use it in your everyday speech, in daily English conversation, okay? So you see, learning English. And I think that it's also okay that, you know, if we study this English grammar, very useful English grammar and vocabulary in context, and then you listen to it again. So it's very good, you know, if you want to memorize it better. And you know that I also think it's a good idea to watch all this video. You can, you know, listen to it several times. And if you don't have enough time, you can listen to it while, you know, while you do other things. So as a background, okay, so you can do some, you know, housework, for example, and you can, you know, listen to it. It's good for listening skills. But if you have time, it's also a good idea to take notes. Okay, well, so you see, how long have you been learning English? So it's present perfect continuous, present perfect continuous. Have a look at our playlist on grammar. So very useful information, and I really hope that you won't regret. Okay, so for about 2 years, okay, really? Your English is so good. I started learning English online and I find it very effective. I also have lots of speaking practice. Okay, well done, really. Great job. Well, next, speaking. How did you manage to improve your speaking skills? So, improve means make it better. So, how did you manage to make your speaking skills better? Okay, improve. And you also need to know the structure manage to do something, okay? So I'll write it down for you. Manage to do something. So it's very important for intermediate students. Manage to do something. So if I say I managed to do it, okay, I managed to do it. If I say so, I managed to do it, it means that I did it. I did it, although it was difficult. Although it was difficult. So in other words, I could do it and I did it, although it was difficult. Yeah, so how did you manage to improve your speaking skills? So in other words, how did you improve your speaking skills? Okay, so okay, grammar structures. So you see, manage to do, it's a very nice phrase, and I think that you should use it from time to time. Okay, not necessarily on a regular basis. Yeah, on a regular basis, extremely important. Okay, very nice. Okay, let's get back to the beginning of this conversation. So manage to do something. I managed to do it. I did it, although it was difficult. How did you manage to improve your speaking skills? So how did you manage to make it better? Okay, so you know, it's extremely important to speak English on a regular basis or regularly. The more English practice, the better, okay? And you also need to know, as I have already said, to use different adjectives, adverbs, not just simple ones. Well, what about listening? So, okay, you can understand almost everything in English. How did you achieve it? Or how did you start? How did it happen? How did it happen? Okay, so how did it happen? How did you achieve it? Well, it's a very nice phrase for speaking. Well, okay, it's like, you know, well, okay, I listened a lot to English speech. So a lot means so for a long time, and lots of information. So we say listen to. Don't forget, yes, to use to. I listened a lot to English speech and read the text at the same time. At the same time, okay? It's what we are doing now. So you are listening to me, you are watching this video, you are listening to me, and you are reading this text at the same time. It's very effective. It's very effective for your, you know, for your great English progress. So you can do the same. I'm absolutely sure it will help you. Look, you can say sure, but I can repeat it again. So I'm a lazy person, but okay, I can do it again. So if you say I'm sure, it's okay. But if you want to sound, you know, more advanced, if you want to sound more natural, you need to use more advanced, more complicated structures like this one. Not just I'm sure, but I'm absolutely sure, or I'm sure for 100%. Okay, so it will help you. Good phrase, good phrase. So listening, you can understand almost everything in English. How did you achieve it? Well, I listened a lot to English speech. You know, a very nice speaking phrase, and I really like it, as I know that native speakers often use it. It's extremely important to speak English on a regular basis. Look, we often use such a word as very, okay, very good, very big, very bad, you know, but if you say it all the time, very, you know, it's okay, but your speech isn't perfect. So you need to use other adjectives and adverbs. So you need to use other adjectives. I mean, what is adjectives? So big adjectives and adverbs. Yeah, so for a more advanced level, and you can say very important, but there is another nice phrase, yeah, and we decided to use this phrase. It's extremely important. It means it's very important, extremely important. Please memorize it. It's extremely important. It's really so important to speak English on a regular basis. It's another nice phrase. So you can say regularly. So if you say so, it's okay too. But on a regular basis, you just this phrase also exists, and I mean that it's for more advanced levels. So I would say at least intermediate, so intermediate, upper intermediate, and even advanced. Okay, so on a regular basis means regularly. So I teach English on a regular basis, or I upload my videos on a regular basis, or regularly, often, or quite often. Okay, and then you see the more English speaking practice, the better. It's another structure, the more, yeah? So it's about comparative. So please, the more English speaking practice, the better. Or, for example, the more homework, the more progress. Okay, the more homework, the more progress. The more lessons, the more progress, yeah? So the more and the better. It's a comparative form, such a nice structure. And if you really want, so students often ask me, okay, I want to have a strong intermediate or upper intermediate level, so what do I need to do? So you need to change yourself. You need actually to use more difficult vocabulary. So that's what we're doing right now. And you need to use more advanced. Have you been working here? Okay, how long have you been watching this video? I can ask you, okay, how long have you been watching this video? And what will you say? So for almost 3 minutes, yeah, for almost 3 minutes. How long have you been watching this video? It's it's a very good English question, and if you use this structure, how long, and if you use present perfect continuous, you will sound very natural in English, and it's also very good for your grammar, yeah, and vocabulary. Yeah, and we say, okay, for about 2 years, you say for about 2 years, yeah, for 6 months, for 9 months, and so on. Okay, really, it's a very good it's a very good word for communication. So really, yeah. So you show your interest. You show that you are interested, yeah, you're interested in this conversation. So really, it's a very good reaction. So really, your English is so good. Really, your English is so good. Then have a look at the next phrase. I started learning English online, and I find it very effective. Okay, please look at this phrase. Started learning. So we normally say start doing. Okay, so I started learning English online, or I can say that I started teaching English when I was 17, so about 13 years ago. We say start doing something. Okay, and I find it very effective. It means very good. I think it's very good. I find it very effective. Yeah, so it's a very nice phrase. So you can, for example, write in the comments below, so I find your lessons amazing, or I find your lessons very effective. It means that your lessons are amazing. It means that your lessons are very effective, okay? So I also have lots of speaking practice. So a very good phrase, yeah? Find it very effective. And you see, I also have lots of speaking practice. So we say lots of. So you can say a lot of, yeah, a lot of. You can say a lot of, it means much or many. So you know that we use much with uncountable, much water, much love, much fire, and many with countable, many friends, many books. But lots of, you can say lots of or a lot of with countable or uncountable. So lots of practice.